Chapter 6 Leaders of the Future Meet. Back at the Kachuru Galaxy, Darius, Alani, Darling, and Shane landed on a jungle planet that was going to be their last pit stop before heading to Utopia and officially ending their trip. Also, Hakari, Bethel, Laura, and Thomas were on the same planet preparing to head back to Billdaron space. Hakari had changed her clothes and worn plain clothes because they had gotten dirty during their trip. However, this would work to her benefit, as she and her group would soon bump into the one that would be key to her ambitions, Darius and his group. Akari and her group were walking down a jungle path towards their ship to go home. Akari, not much further, guys. Come on. Bethel, easy for you to say. You could move quickly in a flash. Unlike you, we are normal walkers. Thomas, if her lady wishes to be in the sun with us, then that's her choice. I'm flattered by it, by the way. Akari, well, thank you, Thomas. Laura, Thomas, stop sucking up to Akari. Bethel, being cruel. He wants to do more than sucking. Laura, Akari, enough you two. Leave Thomas alone. Thomas, thank you, my lady. Akari, his voices in the distance. Stop, everyone. We are not alone. Not too far away ahead, coming towards the now hidden Billdaron youth. Darius and his group were walking to find some water for the long trip to Utopia. Shane, I bet I can carry more water than you, Darius. Darius, is that a fact? Alani, I had it with you too. On the next trip, can we leave Shane at Reese? Darling, where will all the jokes come from if we do that? We'll leave you instead. Anani, Shane won't come unless I'm in the group. So there. Darling, what? So you know he likes you then? Alani, yes. Even a blind rat could see that. Darling, so why? Why don't you give him a chance? He really thinks highly of you. Alani, I'm too busy looking over and caring for the well-being of the Pupununu people. I barely have time for this. What makes you think that I have time to talk to a man, especially a man from another? Before the ladies could finish their gossip session, Darius stopped as he sensed that they were not alone. Darius, come now. We know you're there. Shane, more bandits? I bet I could kill more of them than you, my rival. Darius, I'm glad you don't gamble, Shane. I really do. Then the women's voices could be heard coming from the bushes. Woman, okay guys, we can come out now. We have been caught. Then four youths came out of the bush, looking tired and hot. A beautiful young woman, whose voice was heard earlier, seemed to be the group's leader in the group. However, Shane recognized one of the women from before. Shane, it's you! You're the lower girl from Zephyr. Alani, yeah, come to think of it. She is her, darling. Darius, what do we do? She has company with her this time. Darius, I remember you telling me, Laura, that you would have nothing to say to me until your master reaches their goal. And I take it that is she. Woman, yes, it is I. And for now, you could call me friend. Laura, friend? Male in the friends group. I guess she's known as friend. Darling, our parents were sure lazy in naming her. Am I right? Alani, behave, darling. We don't know if they are friends or foes yet. No pun intended, friend. Friend, I understand. Now, Darius, tell me, what do you think about this situation? Before he could say a word, suddenly the ground beneath them collapsed, and both Darius and friend dropped down in the darkness. Shane, see this radio? That's Laura's doing. This was a trap. Me? Said Laura. You got me mixed up. For you, my master also fell in. How do we know that it wasn't your trap? Soon a back and forth began between the two groups as both of their leaders dropped down onto the unknown. Meanwhile, at the Waterman's homeworld, Toro 50 was in his private office, troubled as to where Lady Akari could have gone. Taro, it's been too long now. I'm starting to get worried. Her mother would have my head if I allow something to happen to her. Just then, uh, a brutal youth walked into the office and started talking to Taro. Tough youth. Uncle, please let me go and lead a search party to find the lady and her friends. She might be behind enemy lines. Taro angrily. No, John, I would not have it. You are not ready to go out there and fight yet. John Khan was Taro's nephew and a skilled fighter with his staff. At 17, he wanted to be able to travel the stars as he pleased, just like Hakari and her friends. But Taro, being his legal guardian, always kept him on a short leash. John thinks Taro is overprotective of him because of what happened to Emmy Cat all those years ago. John, stop it, Uncle. I can handle myself. I won't get in danger like Uncle Cat before me, I promise you. Just please let me. Taro, enough! I said no, and that's final. Now go back home, son. John, no. The lady and her allies might be in danger, and you, as the head of Billdaron, must act. If I have to fight Androsica on my own to rescue them, then so be it. I'm gone. He runs off. Taro gets up shouting, Wait, you fool! Ah! Radios in some troops. Follow June, and be sure he doesn't start a war with Androsica, doing foolishness. Trooper, yes sir. Taro, we are not ready to wage war with Androsica yet. My lady, please be safe. And Cat, please look down on us and bless us. Please. Now back to Kajuru. Our two heroes had a mighty great fall, and managed to avoid seriously being injured, and were coming to. Darius, oh, my head. Friend, are you okay? Friend, getting up. Ah, yeah, I think so. How did we get here? Darius, must have fell from up there. Thank God we both made it back on our feet from that fall. Friend, indeed, that must be 100 feet up in the air. Say, can you fly? Darius, no, sorry. Can you? Friend, nope, sorry. I guess we walk around in the darkness in this dark cave until we can find a way out. Here, let me use my sword for light. Akari then used one of her swords to light the way, but not too much as to give away who she was. Akari, in her head, he doesn't know who I am. This is perfect. I can get to know him and see any potential weaknesses he and the Empire might have. Yes! Friend, are you coming? What's your name? Darius. Darius LaFleur is my name. They call me the Protector because I love to look out for those who cannot help themselves. Friend, the Protector, huh? Well, I guess you can protect this little lady from whatever creepy things might be in this dark and scary cave. Darius, that's a fine sword you have there, friend. I'm sure you can handle your own in a fight, but I'll protect you if you like. Akari in her mind. Damn, I hope my sword didn't give it away. Why is this cave couldn't have more light? Friend, thank you. Now let's go. The two of them began to walk and talk about each other's personalities, their family backgrounds. They stopped as they heard in the distance sound of water, and so they went towards it. During the walk, they began chanting again. Fen told Darius that her father died before her mother gave birth to her, and that she had heard many great things about him. Darius told Fen about his time in grade school and how his rivalry with Shane started and more. Fen, so you don't think Shane has a chance with Alani then? Darius, nope, because he would only confess his obvious love to her, only when he bested me in something, and that's not going to happen. Friend, why are you being so mean to him? Just let him win for once. Or do you like this little game you guys play? Darius, it's my pastime when I'm not helping people out. But I think as a leader of Rissy, Shane should grow up to be a fine man for my cousin one day. Friend, but not today, right? Then the two of them shared a big laugh at Shane's expense as they continued to walk towards the water. Meanwhile, their friends were still arguing with each other as to whose fault it was that the leaders fell. Then Darling became the voice of reason and said, "Enough of this. It is clear by now that none of us did this, and that this was an act of nature. We must put our thinking caps together and think of how we are going to save them both." Male and friends group. You're right. We must act quickly before nightfall. I'm Thomas. Darling. Nice to meet you, Thomas. I'm Darling. Bethel. Well, since we are giving intros, I'm Bethel. And I see Shane already knows Laura. Alani. Yes, and I'm Alani. It's so embarrassing that you already know Shane. Thomas. Is he always like that? Darling. Oh, for my pleasure. And great laughs. Yes, he is. Bethel. I guess Laura is the same way because these two are still arguing. Shane, you fat cow, your walking broke the ground. Laura, fat? You SOB, I'm more fit than your mother, you idiot. Then the two of them just stared down on each other angrily as the rest watched and thought of a plan to rescue Darius and friend. Back down at the cave, the two leaders found the water. It was an underground oasis. The two rushed to drink the fresh water as they both were very thirsty. After getting their drink on, Friend asked us to answer the question from before. Friend, so answer me. What do you think about calling me friend? Darius, I mean we're friends now, right? I see no problem with it. Then without warning, Friend started to blush, ruby red. She quickly turned her head so Darius couldn't see, but he saw. But just didn't say anything. Akari, what is coming over me with this fine man? No, I must not think that way. I need a shower. Yes, that's it. That's what I need. Darius, are you okay? Friend panicked. I'm fine, I'm fine. Wow, I stink. I'm gonna take a bath in the water to freshen up. Starts walking towards the water. You smell too. Maybe we should get clean together now that we are friends. Winks. She then winks at him and walks into the water, taking off her clothes. Darius was feeling things that he never felt about anyone before in his life. He was still a man and was no fool as to turn down a gesture from a beautiful woman like Friend. Darius, well, I do stink, and I am sweaty. Takes off her shirt. Well, let's do this. Then Darius followed Friend to the water. As Friend was naked, bathing underneath the waterfall, Darius came up behind Friend and held her from behind. Then she turned around, and the two of them stared deeply into each other's eyes. Next, she held Darius' face with her hand, and then they began to kiss very deeply and romantically. Lastly, they made love to each other under the waterfall. It was both of their first time. To the surface now, the two hotheads cooled off, and they all came up with a plan to rescue their friends. The plan was to use ropes from both of their ships and tie Shane and Thomas on one end and tie the other end to the two strong trees. And the ladies help the men down as they go to rescue Darius and friend. Shane, are you sure this would work? Alani, yes, it will, once you do your part. And think of how Darius would feel if you had to rescue him. Shane, full with pride. Ah, I see. Yeah, a great victory over him indeed. Tie me down. Thomas, for my lady's safety, I'll risk my life. Bethel, I hope she receives you one day. I truly do. As the two men were about to be lured down the hole, Darius and friend were out of the water and had just finished drying off themselves. Friend was complex about what had occurred. Friend, I'm sorry to lead you on like that. It's not because you're a prince or anything like that. It's just that I don't know. Let us keep what happened between us, or whatever is happening between us, to ourselves, okay? Darius, okay, Akari. I would, as long as you tell me that you enjoyed it, as that was my first time. Akari, it was my first, it was your first time? Mine's too. You're wonderful, but wait, you know who I am? Darius, of course I do. If your backstory didn't give it away, then your unmistaken silver and blonde hair did. You are the only swordsman I know with that type of hair that I know of in the entire universe. Akari, I should be upset, but your words comfort me. I see why they call you the protector. But if you knew who I was, then why did you, us, we, you know, Darius, Willis LaFleur men would never turn down a fine woman when she is interested in us. It's in my DNA. Akari. So, I'm fine now. Whatever. But was I good to you? Darius, well, you were. Before you could finish, they heard familiar voices in the distance. Shane, oh rival, are you dead yet? You can't die until I bested you. Donis, Thomas, my lady, please answer me. Are you safe? Darius, it's Shane. Akari, and that's Thomas. You better go. Come on. And we must finish this conversation some other time. Darius agreed, looking forward to it. Shouting, Shane, you loser. We're here and we're coming. Soon the two lives were saved and brought back to the surface. Then they all introduced themselves properly and went to collect water from the caves. Lastly, each group said farewell to each other as they were all went on their respective ships and left Kichu for home. Both Darius nor Kari didn't mention what happened under the waterfall, as neither of them knew what it meant. Back on the Billdaron ship, they got a signal from the one-man battleship. Then, on the screen, Jun came on the screen. Jun, my lady and fellow friends, I'm glad to meet you all safe and sound. I thought I would have to raise hell in Androsica to find you lot. Beffa, no need for that. We are fine. Laura, I'm shocked Turtle let him leave the planet, let alone Billdaron space. Akari, Mother must be worried over me now. We are boarding your ship now, Jun. Beffa, hey, before you go back to Urka, tell us what happened down there with you and Darius. Laura, ooh, juicy, juicy. Thomas, my lady? Akari plays it cool. All we did was eat and talk about ourselves and our families and you guys. He's a pretty cool guy. Beffa, enough small talk. Did you two do anything spicy together? Akari, enough. Nothing happened like that. Now let us prepare to brief the others on our capture of Kichuru and Albino. Thomas, yes, my lady, in his head. Thank God there's hope for me yet. Yes. Akari, in her mind. I can't stop thinking about him. Darius, I pray these feelings for you don't turn you into my weakness, as I would have to go through you one day to reach my ultimate goal. Ah, such a fine and handsome weakness to boot. At the same time, Darius and his group were on their way to Utopia and prey in Ella Wilson's palace. It was a very fun and exciting trip for them. Darling, forever nosy, asked Darius what happened between her and the daughter of his grandfather's nemesis. Darius, nothing, but talking happened. I picked up on who she was from the jump. Her hair was a dead giveaway. Still, she is pretty cool lady. Darling, okay, I'll accept that answer for now, but next time I want the full truth. Darius, I will one day, sis, I promise you. When the group got to Utopia, they got off the ship and walked to the Wilson's house. When they encountered a demoniac, an old one, wondering and looking disoriented. Alani, what's a demoniac doing wandering on Utopia? Darling, maybe he wants to find a utopia for its troubled life. Shane, hey, legend has it that whoever defeats a demoniac becomes a prime. Move over, Darius. It's time for the Reese Prime to be born. Darius, we must defeat it together to protect Utopia. All the universes have become one now, and maybe that is how this one got here. We must prevent the wrong hands from becoming primes. Let us bring it down. So the four heroes spread out to put down the demoniac. The girls fired their blasters as it at it, while Shane used his blades to slice it up. Darius used his infinity spear to impale it. Then the deer woke up and came to and started to fight back. But our youthful heroes would not bend so easily, so they dug deep to bring down the last of the evil demoniac beast for good. And soon enough, it was done. With their combined strength, they slew the beast and won the victory. Each one of them, for their own efforts, became much stronger. It was only a matter of time before they will know if they had fully become primes or not. Shane, I have the power. Alani, I could fully protect the Poopa Nunu now with my own hands. Darling, with all this power, I guess I have to defend and share for real then. Dang, how bittersweet. Darius, I must grow stronger to protect those I love and care about. In his mind, that includes you too, Akari. When the four of them went to the Wilsons and told all, Ella was so pleased to hear her nephew got stronger. This was one more reason to hope that Darius will indeed take the throne. After a quick respite there, the group set on home to each of their respective galaxies. Shane was the first to be dropped off. When he arrived, he bragged about how he had saved Darius and how he became the first Reese Prime in history. Next, Darling was dropped off, and after keeping his promise to Imani about keeping his daughter safe, Darius had earned his respect and thanks. Lastly, Alani was returned to the Poopa Nunu without fail, but Alani asked, what would you do now, knowing the heir of Billdaron and defeating a Danac all in one trip? Would you still refuse the throne? Darius, how did you know that I would? Alani, it doesn't matter how I know. All that matters is that you know what you are doing and that you are sure about what you are doing. She then hugs him. See you later. Darius, don't worry, I know exactly what I'm doing. And we might be seeing each other sooner than later. Trust me on that. As the prince went on along back home to Androsica, unknown to all, a spirit from the demoniac they defeated flew to the four corners of the universe. This was no ordinary demoniac, as future trouble was just around the corner.